Covering if I die, it was big pharma or government. Been putting too much truth in my songs. They gon'
If I die?
It was big pharma or government?
You know what that is, right?
Big pharma?
Yeah, you overdose on some drugs or something.
Yeah, well. From Greece. Is someone here from Greece?
Hello, Greece. Hello. All right. Hi, Amy.
Hi, everybody.
All right, let's go.
I admit it, I'm afraid they gon' kill me for this. Probably put me in my grave for the lyrics I spit. Been exposing the truth and all the secrets they covering. If I die, it was big pharma or government. Been putting too much truth in my songs. They gon'
If I die?
It was big pharma or government?
You know what that is, right?
Big pharma?
Yeah, you overdose on some drugs or something.
Yeah, well, they just basically, like, they have
they have their way of getting
They have their plan with the medications that are out there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not what I'm talking about. Oh, my goodness. Okay, rewind
we
it.
gotta keep listening.
Yeah, rewind it.
That's what Tommy's doing what he does.
If I die, it was big pharma or government. Been putting too much truth in my songs. They gon' stage a suicide and say I chose to move on. Probably cutting my brakes, so when I tour too long, I'll die in a crash, say I was driving and drunk. Look, the Illuminati real. They're trying to make you dumb, trying to numb you out with pills. Trying to make you broke, trying to tell you it's a deal. Processing your food, so now none of it is real. You eating super good.
Come on, guys.
Woo!
Come on, guys. We need fire bombs.
Fire.
Fire bombs. What? Come on, guys. Wow.
Here goes Tom MacDonald. Fire in the chat
Oh,
room.
man. Fire in the chat room. Okay. We got to go back. Sorry.
Fire.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad, people. How does this go? Go back. So here's some, I mean, the key thing is that he's saying he's putting too much truth out there. And they're going to try to basically stage his suicide, right? They're going to try to make it seem like he just couldn't handle anymore,
Well,
right? And this is what they do.
It happens to so many artists that way, you know?
It does happen that way.
So and so was doing great, and next thing you know, he kills himself. Like, oh, he overdosed on this drug, or he was in the airplane and then it crashed. Or what? You know, some stuff are very questionable, guys.
Yeah, he's saying they will come after him. Absolutely.
That is hard.
Not that he's going to commit suicide, but that they're going to try to stage it and make it
I knew
seem
that was
like,
going to happen.
Right?
With him talking the way he's been talking.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to get upset.
But I think it's very vulnerable of him to say, like, he said he was afraid. Did he say he was afraid in the beginning?
Yeah.
Rewind it back?
This is a movie, guys.
Rewind it back. I'll just listen. Rewind it all the way back. Sorry, guys. Forgive me. I never heard this one.
I admit it, I'm afraid they gon' kill me for this. Probably put me in my grave for the lyrics I spit. Been exposing the truth and all the secrets they covering. If I die, it was big pharma or government. Been putting too much truth in my songs. They gon' stage a suicide and say I chose to move on. Probably cutting my brakes, so when I tour too long, I'll die in a crash, say I was driving and drunk. Look, the Illuminati real. They're trying to make you dumb, trying to numb you out with pills. Trying to make...
Come on, James. I know you gotta go to work, but man, we can't just let these bars or lines. They're not bars because I can't make it through a bar.
We're getting some fire in the chat.
Oh man, come on, guys. That is wild. This is so deep. What do you guys think about what he's saying? The fact, like, that is a vulnerable place to be, to say, like, he knows he gotta kind of look out for his back.
I think it's also very smart for him to actually speak about it, because by him talking about it, it lessens the chances of them actually doing it.
Because the problem is people don't question sometimes. People might just say, like, if something happened to him, they say, oh, no. You gotta stand up. You gotta question, like, what happened. People gotta dig deep and go deep. Because when people are putting out truth like this, when people are gonna be honest and they're gonna put themselves basically on a chopping block. That's what Tom does. He puts himself on a chopping block.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
People are watching. I love the visual.
Very
the visual with it, the cameras and all that. He understands, and I love how he's at the piano.
There's a sad side.
Yeah, there's a sad sense to the beginning.
You get the sense that the fear of death is like right around the corner.
And I don't believe that he's really afraid. But don't you believe that this has crossed his mind?
Well, think about it.
Maybe he is afraid.
Think about it. You're getting death threats. You're getting emails.
He is getting
you're getting
death threats
phone calls.
and emails.
You will be concerned, especially when you didn't know where you live. You and your girl.
Steve brought fire trucks.
I will be concerned.
Yeah, because you worry about your family. Because we know how deep it is for how much he loves people, right? So the people who are closest to him, people who are, this is his insurance policy, right?
That's correct. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. By speaking about it like that, he covers himself. Because when he does have, if he, God forbid, if something were to happen to him, at least we can roll back and say, hey, guys, he did tell us they were going to do it.
Yeah.
But I think.
And it's about paying attention and understanding about Big Pharma and the preservatives and all the stuff that what he's talking about is real.
That's right.
They keep coming out with new.
We must protect Tom at all costs. That's right.
We being his family, friends, and fans. Absolutely. Praying for them and understanding what exactly it is that for him, the risk that he's taking, being the artist that he is, and making sure he's running that fine line, right? Where he's not saying too much, but he's opening up the eyes. That's powerful right there.
Very deep.
That's very deep. That's a vulnerability that a lot of people aren't able to do. To be able to go to work, right? Or to be able to just stand amongst strangers and say it. But he is putting himself on worldwide. He doesn't care about, he's trying to reach people.
Yeah.
We become a little back, we sit ourselves back a little bit when we're like, I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I don't want to offend anybody. I kind of really think this way. I'm really against that thing. I have a bad gut feeling about this.
Yeah.
But then we quiet our mouths. We don't speak out. Right? And he's doing that. And he understands what that's going to do for him. And he's still calling them out though right here. Big pharma, government, Illuminati. It's real.
He calls them out.
And understand, listen, we really have to be, and I just want to piggyback on, medicine was made, I believe the intention of medicine started out pure. It's the same thing I always say. Intentions originally can be very pure, but then what happens is man gets ideas in their imagination, they get greedy, they look at money, and then the motives change as to why things are created, right? So there's a lot of natural herbal remedies, and I believe, and I know a lot of people believe that there are actually cures for different diseases that are out there, right? And they're just being withheld.
Yeah.
Just like someone had said that there was the COVID vaccine that's been out for 3 years. And then suddenly COVID comes, and then suddenly they got to create a vaccine, and then suddenly it's out in 6 months with no trials, no this, no that. Like, come on, we have to really start to ask questions. And I feel like the world isn't just asking questions. They're just putting out their arms. They're just saying, okay, they're just going with a narrative and saying, oh, okay, this is what we need to do. And we look at the food industry that's for our children. When we look at what breakfast is literally you're breaking your fast. So they're breaking their fast with sugary cereals, with Pop-Tarts, with granola bars, with sugar-laden items that are not conducive to any type of powerful or positive brain function.
That is so true. It's like our health is under attack. There's so many different ways.
Everything is under attack, and then they're using meds to prolong.
Trying to kill is happening in so different
But
ways.
it's a slow death because they're also
death.
trying to prolong. I mean, the people that I take care of are like in their 90s, 93, they're getting rehab, 91 getting rehab. So it's like, and they're suffering so much because of all these different diabetes, CAD, all these different diseases that they're battling, cancers.
Yeah.
And look at the foods that we're putting in our body and all the preservatives. They're not natural. Even the way that they treat the meat. It's not that the meat is so horrible. It's the way that they treat the meat.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah. Every person, pharmaceuticals, it's a customer loss.
Yes, Steve and Lauren. They are not withholding the real vaccines. They're available if you have a big enough bank account, and you and I will never afford it. And that's what I mean. It's like there's an inequality here where the rich stay rich and get richer, and the poor stay poor or get poorer, or they just stay on the cusp here.
That's right.
Just existing, right? Just battling to pay the bills, battling to stay healthy. I mean, look at insurance rates and look at how insurances deal with people. Like, you've been paying in for years. You have one issue, and then you have this giant deductible now, and it's like, I haven't had a sickness all year long, and I've been paying you. I've paid my deductible times 5.
Yeah,
right?
It's funny you said that because me and Rodney were having this discussion. You know, you have these insurance companies. They just, and as soon as you get sick, they don't even want to pay for certain things as well. It's all the corruption.
We better get moving. But I mean, he's saying a lot here already.
Make you broke, trying to tell you what's a deal. Processing your food, so now none of it is real. You eating super good, but you still be getting ill. You working super hard, but you still can't pay the bills. Silencing the visionaries, revising the dictionaries. Now you just can't find the right words to say and express how you feel. Target on my back, I think they're coming for my head. I know I recognize that then. I bet they wanna see me dead. And they're gonna kill me if I leave my room. They're gonna kill me if I go too soon. You should know, said they would kill me. I admit it, I'm afraid they gon' murder me. Wouldn't be a problem if nobody ever heard of me. But I'm famous, so they'll probably try erasing me with urgency. Infect me with a sickness and deny me any surgery. Stop me from exposing all the medicine and currency and terrorism. Always been controlling us so perfectly, I'm telling.
Oh my goodness.
So in the song now, he's telling you why they're trying to kill him.
For the exposure.
Yeah,
he said it earlier too.
That's right. He's exposing.
He said he's exposing every avenue where they're hitting, and this is where people get caught up in. And I love what he said earlier in the first line, where he said, you're eating good, but you're still getting sick. And then he says something else after that, which ran along the same course. It's like, so in our minds, we're laughing, we're joking, we're having a good time. There's a verse that goes with that. Where it's like all the while where they're saying peace and safety, destruction is coming. Sudden destruction is coming. Not just on an outside world level, even within our body, even within our temples.
There is a deterioration of the soul, deterioration of the physical body.
Yeah, literally. Like you think you're like they're out here like, oh, have this, eat that, and it's so good. And the way that it just lights up our eyes. And I mean, I love a juicy burger. I eat vegetarian food, but I'm just saying though, it's still, what is even the vegetarian meats? Like, what is this stuff? My girlfriend tells me all the time, you don't even know what you're putting in your body. And I'm like, well,
something.
We have our battle about that too. And I agree. I mean, I'd rather just eat plant-based, but there's that piece of me that just wants something that feels like the bite and the juicy and all of that. And they have different recipes, I know, but not to deviate too far to the left, but the whole fact of the matter is as he's speaking, he's still giving light. And I think one thing we have to recognize is that oftentimes when we think things are going good or when we think things are great, we have to be careful. We have to open up our eyes and be able to see like what's really happening.
What's really happening. So there might be something happening internally that is destructive while we may think everything else is going okay.
Yeah.
Tom MacDonald is opening a lot of minds. Part of the reasons why they can't stand him is because of this.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Stop me from exposing all the medicine and currency and terrorism. Always been controlling us so perfectly. I'm telling you with certainty. They say it's for security. They monitor our lives like we live in Nazi Germany. They want to microchip all the people, you don't believe it. Your finger...
Come on, Tom MacDonald. What is going on here?
Guys, fire in the chat room quickly. But they're monitoring your life. Do you have one of those?
Wow, not the real Hobson.
Do you have one of those?
Your face recognition. I mean, I have face recognition on here. I have fingers. I have all this stuff, right?
Not the real Hobson. He's basically saying, I recognize that vent outside. I have spoken to him.
Feds have run through his trash before. He's being watched.
Crazy.
And that's terrible. So this is all the more why we need to share, make sure that we get his voice heard.
That's right.
And we get more people on board with him.
That's right.
The more, and pray.
That's right.
I know people understand the power of prayer.
That's right.
Is even way more important.
Fire, guys, fire. Stay tuned.
Wow.
From Digital ID. Okay. Oh, Digital ID. I heard about that. Yeah. Hey, guys. New found here.
Yeah.
New here. Okay.
Microchip.
Oh, you knew.
That.
Oh, you knew Shannon. Oh, glad
found y'all through Tom. Oh, that's cool.
Hey.
How'd that happen?
Yeah.
But seriously, no. It's a point. It's at a point where we really have to. We really do need to be praying for him.
Absolutely.
Because it's the same with the other leaders of our past who went for change. What happened to them? They really were assassinated.
A lot
right?
Of them.
A lot of them were. And assassination looks different now. It looks like people disappearing.
Yeah.
Right?
Back then they will either use poison or it will be a strange explosion kind of thing.
Assassination is very different
right
these
now,
days.
yeah, it's
people
one of
disappearing. Like he said, staging that they committed suicide.
Yeah, overdose on drugs.
Yeah,
and stuff like
that. And he has a troubled past, so it could be just that the fame caught up to his head. I mean, we can think of stories for him. So what do you think they're gonna do? And what happens? People and they'll throw a compassionate, like that beautiful, like I forget who said it. Someone said they don't make it look evil.
No, of course
they
not.
make it look good. So they're gonna make it look all beautiful. He was a new age, this type of rapper that just really a revolutionary rapper, right? And they'll make it look good. So then we feel this compassion. But all the while, they knew behind the scenes they were the ones who tried to take this man out because he was speaking against everything they were trying to do and to how they're trying to poison each of us, our children, our communities, our homes, our country, and they're trying to make it seem like this is all okay.
That's right. Tom MacDonald's view of sharing truth and exposing is somewhat what you would call an antithesis to the powers that be.
I'm sorry.
What happened?
Joe said vegan meat has the same ingredients as dog food. Minus the real meat.
Joe, I can't eat it. My body actually rejects it, so.
No wonder I be barking so much.
She said, no, that has nothing to do with it. Just like,
right, he's probably right.
That's the truth.
But One of my throat feels a little scratchy sometimes.
That is crazy.
I feel like I need to like run.
Oh, James says I'm the. James
Probably is dog food.
Dog food, right?
Someone said it looked like Kibbles and Bits once.
That is disturbing.
Yikes.
All right.
But truly, like this is a deep song. Okay, where are we at? It's 2:03. Okay, we're at a
Your print unlocking your phone, or how can
Let's back it up a little bit.
calling us so perfectly? I'm telling you with certainty. They say it's for security. They monitor our lives like we live in Nazi Germany. They want to microchip all the people, you don't believe it. Your fingerprint unlocking your phone, oh how convenient. They trick you to believe in all the angels and demons and say you'll go to hell if you ever go disappoint Jesus. I got a backbone and a platform and a tap phone. Never asked for it to be that known. Take my passport to my dad's boat. Use the back door to escape this place. Just a Truman Show. Target on my back, I think they're coming for my head. I know I recognize that then. I bet they wanna see me dead. And they're gonna kill me if I leave my room.
Oh,
It's like a scary movie, isn't it?
it is scary, but it's scary because you know what?
Oh my goodness.
It's so messed up because he is really he's really trying to help people.
Yeah.
And so what kind of heart is it? What kind of sick person actually enjoys doing the stuff that they're all doing? Being that it's a mass. What's the matter?
Nothing. I was just checking the volume. Yeah, so disturbing.
So I think what's crazy is the whole point of like, it's sad how he really is trying to help people. Like, how sick and dark must your soul be to be able to go to that place where you are at a point where it's someone who's speaking truth, and because they're speaking truth, it's not even like you would actually want to take their life. I think murder is just a mystery to me, how someone can actually take somebody else's life. That's just crazy to me. But then, and I get that they're upset because he's trying to expose them, but even still, it's like, if you're so good at what you're doing and you already know that at the end of the day you're gonna win, like why do you have to try to take his life? Like, why do you have to try to do that?
Like, the thing is, you mess with our plans, and plus, like, you mess with our agenda, you know? So people who wants to be in power and wants to control certain narratives, whenever a person like Thomas MacDonald start talking like this, it messes up, it wakes people's minds up, and people can say, you know, I'm loosening up the shackles, man. You're not going to hold me down. So for this reason, Tom MacDonald has to be, you know.
No, and I get that. I just feel like,
it's still
like you must be a really cold, cruel person.
Absolutely. Well, like again, going back
like
to
have the mindset.
Yeah, that's
like you must be really
very,
debased.
Yeah,
like,
very demonic.
That greed and that
diabolical in behavior. Yeah.
Yeah, and someone made a point there. So Janny Hensley, there are people who actually are microchipped. I forget what company it is, but they have already started microchipping humans as well. Yeah. So this is not going to be far away because you think about it, people. What are people's two biggest fears in life? The fear of death, the fear of being broke and having nothing, right? The fear of death, the fear of being broke and having nothing, the fear of not being able to buy and sell and trade, all of that. Wait, oh my gosh. You guys with this fake meat. I'm like dying here. I'm trying to be serious, people.
This fake meat.
But it is so unhealthy. And of course they label it as healthy. I know.
Okay, Joe.
Vegan. Vegan. Wait, someone else said some of the dog food looks better than the real food. But no, it's so true. I can't. My brain is off today. Yeah. But I mean, I'm
cone wrappers.
This is
all right. Let's.
So probably that meat I ate got my brain tripping. Cities will be in the most trouble. Absolutely. Because cities don't have the resources like the rural areas have. Well, no, that's not it. Because the cities and the rural areas can sometimes can have a lack in the sense. But the cities they're densely populated. People are so much, unfortunately, a lot of people in the cities aren't as educated when we're talking about low income areas. And then, and the ability to get out and to move out of these apartments. I mean, even the rates for rent and everything that's happening, there's just so much that I can't even, like I see it swirling around in my head, but I can't really articulate it well. But it's just, I know it's so hard for people who I know are apartment hunting right now. They can't even get out of one apartment and get into the next apartment because of how much it's going to cost and everything else. So they're going to just be so much quicker. So tell me why, who said that? Janny, tell me why you believe that the cities will be in the most trouble and rural areas will survive longer. Okay. Tell me a little bit more about why. Get deeper into that. But I can see 100 reasons why. Digital
Thank you
Soldier.
for our new subscribers here.
In China and I think Sweden, they are microchip people and some in the USA. Absolutely. They're microchipping all over the place. They've been experimenting with that for a while, but I saw it on the news within the past year that people were doing it to clock in and clock out of someplace
easier
locally.
Way to buy and sell and stuff like that. But I'm going to make it clear.
No, it was more for their job.
Yeah, can I make it clear, guys? The microchip itself is not the mark of the beast. I know some of you are probably thinking that. It is not. If that's something you want to talk to me about, I can actually share some stuff with you. It's much more deceptive than that. Okay? So you don't have to worry so much about the microchip. I'm not telling you to go get the chip either. You know, do whatever you want. You're grown. But if you were worrying whether or not people who took the microchip have the mark of the beast, that's actually not biblical.
Trackers are also used to track sharks and how far it works. It's all connected. Yeah, everything is so connected.
All right, let's go back to Tom.
Yeah.
They're gonna kill me if I go too soon. You should know. Said they would kill me. I admit it, I'm afraid I'll disappear. They won't issue me a ticket for a minor misdemeanor. They gon' try to lock me up before the moment while I'm here. Just let me take a minute to make sure you see it clear. Cancer has a cure. They killed Biggie and Pac. One thing I know for sure, 9/11 was a...
What did I say earlier?
They did kill
I believe there's a... I ain't talking about Biggie and Pac. I believe there's a cure. Yes.
Cancer. Oh, yeah. The medical side. Yeah.
Yeah. I believe that there are cures out here for so many of these diseases, HIV, cancer, all of that. But how can you promote a cure and still keep people paying into their insurance?
Yeah.
Because if you get cured, you no longer have a need for 6 pills because this one is supposed to treat the cancer, and now you have 4 more
to deal with
5 more to deal with the side effects.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
It's crazy. Mercy.
It's wild.
It is.
They put tracers in the water supply. I didn't know about the water supply.
You serious?
Exactly. Yep. That's what I was thinking, Janny. Just like basically because they just have they have a deeper connection with being able to survive.
Yeah.
The survival mode is it's
higher.
it's even more in the mindset because literally in the city you're on top of each other. And if you can't get into the store, it's just a different world.
Yeah.
City life and rural life is just a different world. Even from the suburbs to the city is a different world.
Wow. Mercy.
People control the chip are the beast and his disciples. Absolutely. My favorite part is not absolutely, but I get it. My favorite part is the shoulder roll. I love his wrestling moves. I love it. Cities are easier to control when you group people together. Yeah, exactly. That's I believe that.
Side Effect is a song on Tom MacDonald's album. Okay, good to know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They was cure, but they
there
won't give
are
it to
cures,
you.
but they won't give it to you. No, because they got to keep you sick.
No, of course
the more you're sick, the more you got to pay, the more symptoms you'll get over time.
Population control.
And that's what I mean. It's a slow...
Yeah,
it's
population control.
It's a slow death that they're causing people to go through.
And it's all driven by greed, by the way, guys.
Yeah, greed, money, finances.
The scripture said the love of money,
experimentation. Right? Just seeing what can they do next. Yeah. Literally, just out of mere desire to just see let's see what will happen. Come on now, we are humans with humans.
It's disturbing.
It's terrible. Oh, and then
see it clear.
How he says target on my back. I'm like, oh.
It's crazy.
That's just terrible.
It must be tough being Tom.
It must be tough being Tom or any of these rappers who are going against the narrative, who are going against mainstream hip-hop, mainstream rap, mainstream messages that tell you what's exciting is money, sex, and drugs. It must be difficult to actually...
Wake people up.
Yeah. You're trying to wake people up, and people hate it.
They don't like that very
People
much.
hate it. Like, how can people hate and say what he's saying is so terrible? Just turn the channel. True. You don't have to watch it.
True.
Your time will everyone's time will come where they have to face truth.
That's right.
Everyone's time will come where they have to face truth.
That's right. I love Tom MacDonald, and I love the thing that he stands for.
Cancer has a cure. They killed Biggie and Pac. One thing I know for sure, 9/11 was an inside job. They stamped dollar bills.
Can I pause here and say yes, it is? I've actually done a really deep research on that, and I have a video, guys, that I could share with you of scientists and also people who worked in buildings. What would you call those kind of people? Not construction
Security?
worker. No, people who actually...
Oh, like the infrastructure?
The infrastructure kind of...
Those.
They actually studied all the matters of what consists in the 9/11 buildings, and they came to the conclusion it is an inside job. It was a demolition derby kind of thing. It was not some kind of plane that took the buildings down.
Oh,
And
so like
there were people
so there
actually,
must have been.
Yeah, there were people who were actually inside of the building themselves who came out and they were saying bombs were going off
that there were actually bombs.
from the ground. That's the top. It was actually happening from below. And some of them escaped and they were able to talk about it. And some of them were starting to put videos out. They were dying one after another. Every time they're trying to tell a testimony, they were dying. So that's something else to talk about. Guys, I got a video. I'm not sure if YouTube still has it. I had it saved. Really good study on what happened on 9/11. And the facts, Tom MacDonald is on point.
Architects. Thank you, Joe. I don't have
Yeah,
words
the architects.
today.
The building's architects. There you go. Thank you.
I don't
That's
have
what I was
words.
thinking
I know whatever. I can see it all in my head. I just can't articulate anything.
All right, let's go.
Don't get to know
yeah,
me too
it was
well,
a
guys.
demolition.
Where's Gia at?
Gia will give you Gia. All right, let's
Understands
go.
my brain.
Killed Biggie and Pop. One thing I know for sure, 9/11 was an inside job. They stamped dollar bills with "In God We Trust," while a single dollar bill the only thing we got. I think they probably think they got us fooled. Distort the information and curriculums at school. They ain't making you a scholar.
What I just say? They're distorting the information and curriculums in school. That's what he just said, right?
There you go.
This is what they're doing in our school system. Do you identify with a girl? Do you identify as a boy? Here's how you can figure it out. How do you feel?
A lot of confusion.
Distorting the curriculum, even the history. History's been distorted through and through.
It's horrible.
And he's exposing this. Good job, Tom. Thank you. 5 seconds back.
I think they probably think they got us fooled. Distort the information and curriculums at school. They ain't making you a scholar, man. They're making you a fool. They're making you a felon if you choose to break the rules. They designed a game with a million ways to lose. Not a single way to win. Only option you can choose is to play it with a grin or you play it feeling blue. Either.
Woo, how many times do we play along with a grin on our face? Just going with the flow. That's what they say. Just go with the flow. Or we can't make any changes. Yes, we can. Look at Tom MacDonald. Look at how many people. We have 95 people here. Look at Tom MacDonald. He has made change.
Yes, sir.
No matter how small or how great the changes we have, if we have shared Tom MacDonald with one person,
That's right.
we have planted a seed.
That's right. That's right.
And that's what he's trying to get us to do, to recognize, like, do I ever sit around and just try to grin and bear it? Or do I actually say, this isn't acceptable?
Noise.
Do we make noise? Do we say?
You gotta speak up. You gotta protest. You gotta raise your voice. You gotta use your platform to make
In
a difference.
Psalm 99, he says, like,
have to.
who will stand for me? Who will speak for me?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think 99:6. Who will stand up for me? Who
Yeah.
will speak for me?
Who shall rise against the evildoer? Who shall stand against the
Yeah.
workers of iniquity? Yeah.
We have to stand up. We have to fight together. How do you go 5 seconds back?
That's it.
Not a single way to win. Only option you can choose is to play it with a grin or you play it feeling blue. Either way the wheels spin, you won't ever make a move. They gon' kill me for this. Target on my back, I think they're coming for my head. I know I recognize that van. I bet they wanna see me dead. And they're gonna kill me if I leave my room. They're gonna kill me if I go too soon. You should know, said they would kill me.
I just walked in the house. Did you leave the door open by chance? I don't know, the door was open. No, I just walked up and the door was like open a crack. Yo, they're in the house! Babe! They're in the house!
Target on my back, I think they're coming for my head. I know I recognize that van. I bet they wanna see.
I don't like watching that.
No.
Come on.
We can't. No, that's not good.
I was trying to pause it from a while ago.
Yeah,
Guys.
the cursor has to be on the screen.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh,
That's
guys.
terrible.
That is
Come on,
horrible.
we got to go back. I don't want to feel that again, though. How did you guys feel when you watched this one?
That is so disturbing.
That kind of like just hurts my heart because it's the reality of what so many people experience. It's the realities of war. It's the reality of pain and suffering. It's the reality of like this world that we live in.
GS, 100% facts. Preach it, girl. Have mercy. That was rough.
That is part. This part. That's too much.
Did you leave the door open by chance? I don't know, the door was open. No, I just walked up and the door was like open a crack. Yo, they're in the house! Babe! They're in the house!
Target on my back, I think they're coming for my head. I know I recognize that van. I bet they wanna see me dead. And they're gonna kill me if I leave my room. They're gonna kill me if I go too soon. You should know, said they would kill me.
dagger. That one went straight to my heart.
I just don't even like the idea. Yeah, let's keep going. I don't even know.
It's the end.
Oh, why the sound of the... Okay. All right, yeah. I don't like the body bag. You know, death is such a painful thing because so many people are affected by other people, by people's death, you know, whomever. It's painful. When you speak the truth, not the real Hobson. I just got to read what someone else said. I knew this would be...
Sorry, go ahead.
I knew this would be rough on you guys, but you had to see how it might end when you speak truth. Things like this may happen. He is just letting you guys know. Wow. One of my favorite videos, but it describes how he feels, how he falls at times. I'm sure, probably feels. He has a way of making us feel what he's saying. Yeah, he does. I mean, the visual with it.
Very powerful.
It's like, you know, when you connect with someone the way that we're all connecting with Tom MacDonald, and I'm like the newest, I'm probably the newest one here in this whole thing. It's kind of like they're like your friend in your head and you think about them. Like even outside of the song, when you see something that lines up with how your belief system lines up and how your thought processes line up, you kind of think about Tom, or you think about, you can't wait for his song, or you just connect with that person. So it's really hard to imagine the grave reality that, yes, somebody absolutely could want to hurt him and want to actually take his life, like quiet his voice, not just through jail or something like that, but actually just permanently end his existence. Like that is such a horrific thought to me.
It's a sad thing.
And it's something that is so debased. And like my husband said, like diabolical to think that you can, to think that one would be content and say, I got him. Like who killed all everyone who was assassinated? Like how does people, when they murder, when they kill like that, just walk away feeling like they actually did a good thing?
Yeah.
And when it comes to Tom MacDonald, he's doing, so he's speaking such life to people. He's for us. He's for them. He's even for the people who are out to get him.
Oh, that's a good point.
And that's what's so powerful.
That's what they don't.
Even for those people, and if they would just be able to stop and just hear him for a second.
To learn something.
But it's like a verse that says they have eyes, but they don't see. They have ears, but they don't hear.
Yeah.
They actually can't even see what's happening around them.
It's disturbing.
And that's what's so disturbing. And I don't know how many times I want to watch that one.
If you stand for truth, and I like what you said, guys, if you stand for truth, you have to know that that's gonna be the end result ultimately. If God doesn't intervene, ultimately this is what's gonna happen. You know, I'm very concerned. I'm afraid for Tom MacDonald. Let's put it that way. I really hope and pray this never happens to him. I pray that he gets old in his old age, sees grandchildren and everything, have babies, you know, seeing all that, live life to the fullest. You know, pray for that. But
he is beyond.
Yeah, the way
free
he's,
the humans.
yeah, the stuff that
the humans.
Yeah, the stuff that he's sharing with others is certainly gonna make some people mad. So that was a sad one to watch. We still don't have an answer, right, about JFK. Of course we don't. I got a book though that has some really good content. I really do. It goes back into some very deep corruption in Jesuits and all that. So that's something else.
Yeah, corruption. It's existed all time. It's not a new thing, but it's just, I think with media and having so much information and being it's so in our faces now. Yeah. It's so in our faces, but it's like being dripped with like sugar crystals and honey and like, oh, you don't really see what you see, because here's what's really important to focus on when it's just in our face. And that's what he's going to do. He's going to make sure like he's peeling back the scales. That's what God says. Like, I'll peel back the scales off of your eyes so you can actually see. He'll unstop your ears so you can actually hear.
Yeah. So, guys, where do we go from here?
Amen. Thank you, Shannon. I have faith that he will be fine. You know what? God has a purpose and a plan for people.
I do.
And that's the one thing that we have to remember. And thank you for saying that, because what God has purposed, no man can stop. His word will not return unto him void. And I don't know the end of his plan for Tom MacDonald, but I'll tell you what. In this day, I believe he's living out his purpose. And I'm excited to see how he continues, because I'm just a fresh newbie in this Tom MacDonald world of in his fan club, right?
Yeah.
But I am excited. I'm excited to see what he continues to do.
That's right. A bright future.
Yeah.